What's up, everybody? Great Lakes here, and this is an update from the Northwood Mayor's Court in Northwood, Ohio, with Magistrate C. Drew Griffith and me requesting to record in their courtroom. It's not a court of record, so it's things a little bit differently, but they still fall under Ohio Rules of Superintendent's Rule 12. I asked them what their policy was, if they have a form or anything, and they didn't have anything. They ended up creating one, and that's what this video is going to be about, is the form they created, and you're gonna love it. So let's get a little recap of what happened, and then we'll get into the document.
Only after I'm forced to identify will you allow me to practice my First Amendment right?
I'm not making any ruling on your First Amendment rights.
But you're restricting it.
No, fair enough.
Does that say I have to identify?
Here's what
I'll submit it in writing. That's what I'm going to do.
And your identification.
I'm not giving you my ID.
Then you're not going to get the court.
Are you sure you want to go that route?
I do.
Okay. All right. And what is your name?
Drew Griffith.
Drew Griffith. Okay. Yeah, you're a smug ass, aren't you? Yeah, I'll have it in writing. Don't worry.
And if you want to follow along, get a copy for yourself, you can go to northwoodoh.gov or search Northwood, Ohio Mayor's Court. And under the Mayor's Court, you'll see the little click here. That's towards the bottom of the page, and you can follow along there. What I don't normally put in my videos is the work that I do beforehand. I make a lot of phone calls to try to get things resolved without doing what I'm about to do today. So I called City Attorney Brian Bellinger and asked if we could talk about it. He said he would get a copy of it and take a look at it. And this was on January 29th. Today is now the 7th of February, and I have yet to receive any phone calls or contact or messages. This video will be uploaded the 8th, and today the 8th is a City Council meeting, so I'm going to have to take this up to City Council. So I call him and try to talk to him about it, like, all right, here we go, and he'll get back to you. So here's actually, you know what, I'll just play the phone call for you. Here's the phone call.
Ballinger and Moore.
Hi, is Mr. Ballinger available?
May I tell him who's calling?
My name is Aaron Collins.
Hold on just a moment.
Thank you.
Brian Ballinger.
Hi, Mr. Ballinger. My name is Aaron. How are you?
Good, Aaron.
Are you familiar with Northwood Court's media recording policy requests, forms they have to fill out now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, vaguely, I don't.
I'm the reason behind it.
Okay.
So I just got a copy of it today, and I have some concerns with it. I would like to just talk to you, if you have a brief moment, about them. It's basically restricting the First Amendment with some of their stipulations in here, and I try to do things before I go to the YouTube channels and all that.
Sure.
I try to just take care of things on the outside. Like, look, we can talk, and if people give me crap about it or they're nasty, rude to me, like Drew Griffith was, then I show people what's going on.
Let me do it this way, Aaron. Let me get a copy of them, what they are, because I don't have anything in front of me right now. What is your phone number?
I was actually going to take make copies for you. Like, I could email it to you and let you review it when you got time. We could talk about it later on. If you'd like, I can do that.
No, I can pick it up.
Okay.
That's not a problem. Give me your phone. 419.
I have a very flexible schedule,
Okay.
so I have no problem if you want to sit down and we can talk about it on the phone. It's whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah. Let me get it, and then I'll give you a call back. It won't be today, I can tell you right now, because I got things going on. But I'll pick it up tomorrow from the court.
Okay.
And make sure we're both looking at the same thing, and we'll go from there, okay?
Absolutely. I'd appreciate it.
All right. Thank you very much for the call.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time. Have a great day. All right, so here it is. Here's page 1 of 4. It's not so bad. I do have an issue with it asking for the name of the company and who from the company is going to be there. What if Joe Schmo off the street wants to come in and record? Court rules of superintendents do not say that it must be a media representative. It could be anybody. But then again, you put a camera in your hand, you're an independent journalist, you're a citizen media, however you want to call it. That's how I feel. Again, it doesn't specify must be with an organization, must be credentialed through that organization, or anything like that. Page 2 is just who's going to be here and signing off on it. But now we're going to get into page 3, and this is where things get a little interesting. All right, page 3, media guidelines. Please refrain from filming, videotaping, recording, or taking photographs of victims or witnesses. According to Rule 12, they are to ask the witnesses and victims if they wish to not be recorded, and if so, then you're required to not record them. You're not allowed to if they say no. So let's go on to what we have here. The first one, interviews of attorneys or defendants will not be permitted in the courtroom. Okay, that's fair. Interviews may take place only after the court has heard a case. That sounds to me like they are restricting free speech. So if I want to interview someone before they go to court, interview them after they go to court, like how was it before? How was it after? What do you think is going to happen? Are you happy with what happened? That restricts that. That right there is a violation. No interviews of defendants that are in custody will be permitted. Understandable. There are no rooms available to the court at the court for interviews. Okay, got it. They're encouraged to take place outside, which is where the court don't have any jurisdiction. And for them to say that I can't interview someone before they have their hearing, even outside is not right. So that's a violation. Then we have Northwood Mayor's Court is not responsible for providing any broadcast equipment. Bring your own. That's fair. Next one. All media organization representatives and their equipment may be required to go through screening or security process upon entering the courtroom, which no one else is required to go through. That right there is selective enforcement. That's targeting. That's harassment. That right there is a violation. I would say Fourth Amendment violation. I would say this is picking on someone solely because they are someone with a media organization. Both of those I'm not a fan of. Interviewing only after a case is over and being screened solely because you're a media representative, that is discrimination, and I will not allow that. So I will absolutely challenge that in person myself. Let's go on to the next page. All right, page 4. Here we go. All media requests are subject to approval by the magistrate and/or court bailiff. And we can't go any further because we have to address this. So let's go look at the Ohio Supreme Court Court Rules of Superintendents, Rule 12. We're not going to dwell on this very much. If you want to pause it and read it, have at it. All you got to do is look up Ohio Court Rules of Superintendents and go down to number 12 and tap it. It's all in blue. Just tap it, take you right to it. But here's all 3 pages of it, section 12 through 12A, B, C, and D. And nowhere in here does it say that a court bailiff has any authority to make any decisions on who can and cannot record in the court. That's the discretion of the presiding judge. So the magistrate being the presiding judge, they have that authority, not the bailiff. All right, so let's start over. All media requests are subject to approval by the magistrate and/or court bailiff upon receipt of the media request form. Upon submission of the media request form, members of the media may be required to meet with the magistrate and/or court bailiff for instructions prior to entering the courtroom. I'm guessing this is where they're going to be. We're going to search you, your equipment. This is where you can stand. This is where you have this is your restricted area, which is they're allowed to do that under Rule 12. If there's multiple representatives, they'll make arrangements to have the audio, video shared, things of that nature. The issue I have is it doesn't outline what's going to be discussed, and that's a little bit of a come as it. They can't say this is what's going to happen if these situations don't arise. So I kind of get that a little bit. All right. The court reserves the right to limit the number of media representatives in the courtroom if they determine the number is excessive. Again, Rule 12 states that. If any disputes arise regarding the presence of media, the magistrate or bailiff may exclude the presence of any or all media representatives. That to me is if anybody has any kind of objection whatsoever, then they can remove us. That means if someone just sitting in the gallery says, I have a problem with this, why are they recording, blah, 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 blah. Like when I was there 7 months ago, this lady was in there freaking out about it and asked that, I not be in there or at least be searched. Fine, I'm cool with that. And I let that happen that day, just for that day, so I could get my point across that I'm going to be in here and recording. But if just because someone has some kind of, what's a dispute? What is it like if someone has a fit, if someone doesn't like it? We all know that there are Karens and Darrens all over the place. And every time we go with the camera, we are subject to someone flipping out. We get it. It happens. So just because someone has a problem with the camera that is not a witness or a victim doesn't mean that we should be removed. And that's what that says that can do. Signing all this acknowledges that. And that's why I'm never going to fill this form out until it's corrected. And then again, under what authority does the bailiff make that decision to kick media out? It's up to the judge. And again, for this one though, if there's a dispute, doesn't matter who it is, they could kick us out. We need to address that and get that kind of cleared up and taken care of. Lastly, Northwood Mayor's Court makes efforts to follow the rules set forth by the Ohio Supreme Court Rules of Superintendents, Rule 12. I gotta say, not exactly. Restricting media's rights to interview until after a court proceeding, having a bailiff have authority to approve or deny, that is not outlined in Rule 12. I mean, being able to kick us out because someone somewhere has any kind of a problem with it. These things are not outlined in Rule 12. So that directly refutes what they're saying right here. And today, February 8th, 2024 at 7 p.m., Northwood City Council meets, which is perfect timing. Give them 10 days and no response from Mr. Bellinger, our city attorney and prosecutor, about this form and how we can try and just clean it up to make it actually fit what Rule 12 says and fit within the confines of the law and not violate people's rights. And after today's city council meeting, I'll try to get my footage uploaded, uncut if I can, but their city council meetings are recorded and put up on their website for the city of Northwood. The only reason I would redact anything is because we all know how YouTube is, and they like to get a little silly with things. So just in case people have a problem with it. But that's it for now, everybody. I thank you for your time. Take care of yourself and each other. Hopefully I'll see you tonight.